Okay, welcome to the Camrose 2026 Weekend 2, Day 2, Ireland versus England. We'll set up the link to Woodbridge shortly. We're hoping to get Enda Murphy to join me, but we're having a few technical issues joining the two videos together. As usual, anything to do with videos, preparation is the key. Just a few hours yesterday of preparation. You can also watch live commentators on the Wheelbridge. If you go into the Wheelbridge Kibitz website, it should have. Just trying to get into the Wheelbridge site. Share my screen with you. Wheelbridge. As you can see, we're waiting for the, anything in grey means it hasn't started yet. So it'll start in 10:20, so we have a bit of time to try and set up the sharing with Enda. As I understand it, in order to share with YouTube, it's only available via the mobile app at the moment. So you have to sign it to mobile YouTube. When you create the video, the YouTube live stream, you've got to click a button that says go stream together, and that lets you invite someone else to stream with you and share their screen, and you can share their commentary. So I'm going to have a go at that in parallel on my phone while we're waiting, and see if I can get Enda in. My first view of the mobile app was you couldn't share a screen, which is far from ideal. So what you might have to do is have two tabs open, one connected to Wheelbridge, one connected to the YouTube. But we will fix it for, hopefully we'll fix it for Sunday. It's a good system when it works. And there's many third-party tools that you can use which simplify the process. That's good if you can see me on your phone, Enda. So we're getting close to being there. So just for the one today, maybe you can add some comments in the chat, and then we'll try and get it working. It's good that it works on your phone. Great, that's a good start, Enda. Great. Any great one-liners, much appreciated. The other option we could have used is Google Meet, which would let us share, but the audience is used to using YouTube at the moment. So we'll stick with that. And I'll try and get a little more software that makes it easy. So anyone that's joined us, nothing is happening yet. We've got to wait another 17 minutes before we can see the hands, because there's a 20-minute delay between the live action in Newport, South Wales, and what's presented by Wheelbridge. Anyone that doesn't know Enda Murphy, he is the main man behind the CBAI newsletter, which is a massive piece of work, about 50, 60 pages every 3 or 4 months. And it's all online now, the CBAI website. Loads of interesting articles. Journal, sorry, Enda. It's the journal, not the newsletter, of course. Much more robust material. The state of play in the match, which we'll see as soon as Wheelbridge kicks off, is that Ireland lead at home by 15 VPs, which is fairly significant with 4 matches to go. But this match against England is going to be pretty critical. And the other 3 matches aren't exactly a walk in the park. The Welsh junior team is fairly good. The Welsh Open team is good. There's 2 Welsh teams, you see, because they're hosting it. And then the Scottish team, I believe they just beat England yesterday, so they're obviously playing well. Every player has to play 50% of the boards, which means that that's a minimum of 80 boards per player. So there's no hiding anyone. I sent you a link, Enda, for the go live together. We've got a few minutes. If you just want to test that, it'll be connected to my phone and it'll be a different YouTube. I'll let you in the room somehow. Welcome to all the Guernsey and London people that have joined the YouTube. Any nice comments, shove them in the chat. Any not so nice comments, then you don't bother with them. Okay, well, if Wales play like their rugby team, we're in trouble. Well, Wales aren't playing Ireland till this evening. When it comes to bridge, I'm fully Irish. When it comes to rugby, I'm sort of sitting on the fence. So this sharing is working very well. You find that it can get a bit slow if nothing's happening on the board. So ideally we edit these videos at the end and we get rid of the white space. So we just have the interesting items. I tend to mention comments like you can fast forward to the next hand during the live presentation, which will help people that are watching on playback to improve my editing skills and reduce each presentation down to about 20 minutes. I think that's about the level we want, 20, 30 minutes. I've not responded.
That thing says it's private.
Really? Sure. I'm going to close down this other video link, Ender, because I've got a few issues with the live feed. Did you manage to get in?
It says it's private, you can't get in.
Well, it's not so good, is it? Ender's in, you see, so I wonder if I sent you the right link. I'm going to resend you the link.
I'm not on camera now, what?
Yeah, you are, sir.
Yes, this video is private.
Oh, just be careful. Could you just, I need some details about that link. Sent you. You're in the camera bit now. Better. It's breakfast, I think. So difficult to edit it once you start it, just edit. Description. Set public. And this is the right link, is it? It's
Oh, that's when you send.
it's when you have to do. I've lost it on there. I'll send it again. I'll send it again because it is public. Sometimes there's issues with the link. Copy.
Are you sending it WhatsApp or email?
Email. Even though we send the link out to the various groups. Just come down.
Yeah.
You in?
Yep. There.
It's strange that the web interface is worse than the mobile phone interface.
It's not easy to do from an email.
I know you could really do it desktop. Desktop is next to that. Was interference from my mobile phone. When we edit the video, I think we'll cut out the first 20 minutes. We share the rear bridge. Probably started by now. 5 minutes to go. And I suggest anyone presses the F11 on this screen to get the screen a bit bigger. I feed this dog. Come on, Hound. Come on. Come on. Looks as if it's started. So we can either watch Mark and John play against Simon Cope and Espen Eriksson, or Nick and Adam playing against Forrester and Crouch. I think we'll watch Mark and John because we understand their system quite well. And Nick and Adam play a strong club system. So if you want to watch the live commentary, you have Mark Smith from England, USA, who'll be doing the live commentary on Wheelbridge, or you continue to watch it with me in the YouTube channel. But press F11 to make your screen big. I have to flick on another computer so I can also see the chat. This disadvantage of making your screen F11 big sometimes is you can't see the chat. I can't always see what you can see. The bidding, we better explain this, when a club could be short. A heart looks like it's natural here. When the trump was a Wigner trump, and 2 spades was 4 hearts, 4 spades, and it looks like it was just invitation. When the trump, I believe, could have had 4 card spade suit. They're a fairly new partnership, Espen Eriksson and Simon Cope. I've seen them play a lot together. Espen Eriksson has had quite a bit of success with Richard Plackett, and Simon Cope plays with various people, often Peter Crouch, who is playing with Tony Forrester this time. I believe has got the highest number of English caps, although it's quite a low number. Okay. And Jody Mark Smith will be Espen Gisvold, who I think is from Sweden. So choose between an English commentary or an Irish commentary. Not much of interest on this hand. Is he going to make it? He's lost 4 tricks already. Pseudo spade and a half loser. So it appears to be going 1 off. Just see what they could have made the other way. Possibly 2 hearts. Clips very badly. Difficult for East West to get into the bidding, to get to their hearts contract, which is not a walk in the park because the hearts are 4-2. In theory, you should be able to make 4 hearts, 3 club tricks, and a diamond. But well, we'll make all those tricks necessarily, but you also make ace of spades, so I think you will just about scrape home with 2 hearts. But not a hand that's going to make the top 10 in hands of interest. Looks like there's a few kibitzers up early in the morning. So just temporarily make the screen. Okay, so Sue Power says we'll take the Irish panel. Good choice, Sue. And any questions, put them in the chat, and myself or if or Enda will endeavour to give an answer. So we can't see hand 2 until everyone has finished playing hand 2. I'm sure they should have by now because we're 25 minutes into the event. 20-minute delay. There's no real reason for this delay. There's nothing, no unethical stuff goes on at the Camrose, so we could really have it live, which is far better for the NPCs if it was a live stream. Although I think the non-playing captains have their own stream, which is actually nearly live. Go back to full screen. Could you send that link to me? So, the assistant trying to help me. Just learning how to take a finesse. The dog is. Okay, so hand 2, we're off again. A diamond opener by West. Mark, that tends to be shapely with them. It's not your, it won't be a weak trump hand.
One diamond in the other room.
The other room, we've opened a diamond too.
No, it's one diamond pass.
Okay. So one diamond passed out in the other room, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the same here. If West had opened the club, I'm very certain that East would have responded. A diamond to show 4 hearts, because they tend not to pass a club when you play the short club methods with transfers. Benefits of the method, it means you can rebid 1 note trump with your 18-19 with the West hands, and it allows the East hand to bid on sub-minimum values. Should it be alerted, it's a moot point whether the diamond should be alerted over a club if it can be on sub-minimum values. So 1 diamond trumps quite badly, but he still seems to have 3 trump tricks, a heart trick's 4, 2 spade tricks is 6. And you can rough a club with a little trump to guarantee making 4 trump tricks. So 4 trumps, 2 spades, a heart is 7 tricks. And after the lead there, he might well end up making a few more by counter-forcing north. So not the most interesting hand. So I'm just going to go into the chat window, see if we've got any questions. Oh, sorry. Right, go and talk to Fifi. Okay, sorry, the dog interlude's gone. Off the record, if I was putting 2 commentators together, I would not have been putting the 2 guys commentating on Wheelbridge. Well, audience are waking up. 20 people watching on Ruber's this match, and I suspect there's a lot more watching the Forrester match, which is the other half of this match. So it looks as if it's 3-0 to Ireland. All this hand is plowing away. Oh, it's 0-0. 0-0. It's just, sorry, that 3 is the number of tricks in this hand. So 0-0. 8 tricks and 1 diamond, and I think they're certainly going to make at least 8 here. The North is forcing West by playing clubs. West will be forcing North by playing spades, so it's not clear who's going to win. The battle for over tricks. So you're basically going to let North make his 3 diamond tricks. And you also make a heart and a club, so it's +1 seems the most likely result here. Wouldn't expect much difference anywhere on this one. What could have happened in the bidding? The North could have done something, but what? You can't. I have no problem overcoming 4 good 4-card suits, but this is a bad 4-card suit. And takeout double is atrocious because you have a singleton spade, and 1 the trump is just, it just doesn't work. When you're minimum with the singleton in the other major, it's not the time to try 1 the trump. If that was a 16 count with a singleton queen of clubs, then I might have tried 1 the trump. But that's the little bit of advice we're hoping to give during these sessions, is that what to do when your hand doesn't really have a simple bid. You have to make a slightly anti-system bid. When should you do it and when shouldn't you do it? Remember, they're just my views, unless they're right or wrong. Just going to flick over to the chats. North South have club partial. Yes, they do. Indeed, but how did they get to it, Emma? How did they get to it? Can't blame South for not balancing with the takeout double, the full count. We were hoping that Andy Murphy would have been live on the video with me, but in order to use Go Live together, you've got to do it via mobile phones, which doesn't have such a rich interface as the web interface. But it's improving all the time. So, and if you want to watch both matches, you can open another window in your browser and open Wheelbridge twice. You might have to open one in Google Chrome and one in, say, Edge, and you can watch both sides of the match. Intrigued to know how many spectators are watching the Forrester match. Aoife, do you know?
Sorry. What's the action?
You might be out of, I think, powers off. Okay, hand 3 looks like it's 1 imp to England. There's 1 damage just made. Maybe plus 1 in the other room on the same lead. So this is a club which could be short. I suspect that's what the alert is. The spade overcall, fairly standard these days to overcall on a lot of 8+ hands, even vulnerable. It puts your side into overcall territory, but it also puts yourself into competitive bidding territory. And East made quite a modern bid now, 2 trump, which says it's a good raise to 3 spades, and it's not in the 8 to 11 category, because you would bid 3 clubs with that hand, 4 spades and 8 to 11. So even though he knows his partner's got at least a good 11+, West has chosen to sign off in 3 spades, and that's what they'll play. And as you can see, they've got 2 diamond losers, 2 club losers. A likely heart loser, as long as the pokers get going quick enough. Okay, so one of the heart losers will go away on the club eventually. But the jack of diamonds is wrong, so it's difficult to avoid. Using at least 1 heart, probably, possibly 2. His plan will be to draw trumps and eliminate the minors before he has to play the hearts, and he might be able to play a small heart to the 9. But he doesn't know whether south or north has the queen of hearts from him. South has it from the bidding. It's slightly more likely. Or does he know a trick 1? Well, he knows the north doesn't have the ace king of diamonds, or he would have led one of them. Doesn't help him at this stage, but park that in the back of your mind for use later. And south is deciding, does he need to switch to a heart, or is he going to actually help declare it by playing a heart? Declare's got queen jack 9, then heart lead might be fatal. Diamond, he doesn't look attractive. Okay, so nothing else was attractive, so he's willing to take the risk. He might be helping declare playing a heart, and that is a likely sign he doesn't have the king. He might have the king and playing his partner for the queen. The other room, they managed to stop in 2 spades, which was a good idea. That's all you could make. Okay, he's decided to play him for the king. Now he's 2 diamonds and a club. He's likely to go 2 off at the 3 level. Those of you watching in playback, I suggest you go into the other room and watch how this hand was played by Forrester of Crouch. Certainly Forrester was England's best player for the best part of 20-25 years, probably overtaken by the likes of Andrew Robson and David Gold now then. Again, just a subjective view. Don't quote me on any of this. So while that's been played, we're just flicking back to the other room. You can see this hand was played by Peter Crouch. Okay, and they had a trump lead on the club lead, which doesn't seem to be any different. He drew trumps and he played clubs himself, so he's in a similar situation. And Mesbah did switch to a heart, which looks right. But can you see the heart suit? Because he played the two of hearts, the heart suit's a little bit frozen. Can't play it again. But he's still done well to make this, so he's played a club. Okay, and now the defence had to pay a small diamond from Ace Jack X, I would think, to have beaten this contract. And that's far from easy. You could say that if West doesn't have a king of diamonds, if West has a king of diamonds, his contract isn't going off in any case. You'll have time to play hearts later. So you could play a small diamond. If West has the king, you'll have another chance to play heart if a heart was right. So early morning opportunities for Ireland, but tough, and he can only see two hands of his and dummy. So back to our match. The club opener, which again could be short, mark. A diamond from John Carroll, which shows four hearts, and as I said earlier, there could be sub-minimum values. Here it's full values. Spade overcall, certainly is something you wouldn't have made 10, 20 years ago because you've got all these soft values, queens, jacks called soft values. Spades is not great. West has doubled, and that simply says he's got 3-card heart support. Any range, but not suitable for defending one spade is the other part of the support doubles that isn't well known. You don't have to make the support double. He has shown 3 hearts in a suitable hand. And North finds herself with quite a good hand, possibly one of the best hands at the table, but only a doubleton spade. And he doesn't have the right type of cards to mid-one the trump. Otherwise he would have routinely just mid-one the trump, which is about 9 to 12, 9 to 11 maybe. So he could redouble and hope that they've covered that in their system discussions. And if they haven't, it can just be a maximum pass, which is what he's got. So I quite like the redouble rather than win the trump. And East has bid 2 diamond again. It's important to know if that shows 5 diamonds and 4 hearts or 5 hearts and 4 diamonds. I think it shows 5 diamonds, 4 hearts, because your partner, remember, is showing 3 hearts. The West is having none of it and goes back to hearts. And maybe the spade overcall has done its damage, has pushed the opponents into 2 hearts rather than maybe 2 clubs. So West couldn't bid 2 clubs over 2 diamonds. 3 clubs was too high. So it's, and the draining, these 2-level parts go hands that sometimes you make and sometimes you go off, mentally quite draining, especially early in the morning.
They're in 2 hearts at the other table.
Same contract on the other table, played by East or West?
By West.
So 2 hearts played by West in the other half of the room.
Exact same bidding.
We're going to find the same bidding a lot with three of the pairs. Obviously, Mesler Fitzgibbon plays strong clubs, so it'll change a lot. What are we predicting with this though? He's going to guess. I guess he's going to lose two hearts. Already lost a trick. He's going to lose a diamond. And because of the 4-2 heartbreak, he's got a bit of work to do. Probably going to plan to rough diamonds with the short hearts. I don't think he'll be taking his club from this. Okay, so he's sort of playing like a cross rough. But I'd expect a diamond to come out of this. Well, he's going to throw the spade away first. He played diamond. He's made 3 tricks, so his only real hope now is to make 5 trump tricks. So you won't see him taking any finesses. The opponent would like to play a trump, but it's not ideal from Queen X. They know the clubs are breaking, so if they don't play a trump, Claire is just going to be roughing a couple of diamonds and roughing a club. So if you can rough 2 diamonds and rough a club, that's 3 tricks. I guess the heart right. Let's put 1 off. But I just wonder if there's a timing where you can get a trump, but he can promote a trump for himself. I don't think so. I'm sure Ericsson's thinking of switching to a small heart here and hoping to declare a rises. Rises the ace and puts one back. Declare a misguesses. I mean, if Declare does guess right, I know it's cost a hard trick, but it's stopped East from roughing 2 diamonds. It would have been better if both of them rose with the king of diamonds and played a heart through, I suspect. Okay, as I said, he was thinking of playing a heart, and he has played a heart, so very much an expert type play. Now all the pressure is on West. He knows his diamond roughs have been taken away from him. And North didn't lead the ace of diamonds, so he probably doesn't have the ace king of diamonds. But North is favoured to have the queen of hearts, especially after the 8 of hearts switch, surely. If he does rise with the king of hearts, what's he going to do? If he rises the king of hearts, he can rough 1 diamond, rough 1 club, rough 1 diamond, and then he's dead. So that's 3 tricks if he rises with the king of hearts. So an excellent switch with his 8 of hearts. And I suppose that's the difference between over in Ireland, where we might play 2 or 3 times a week, maybe with a good day we play. Good week, we're playing 100 boards during the week. The likes of Ericsson and Cope would be playing 500-600 boards most weeks. His hands become routine. Is it a game or is it a profession when you play that amount of bridge? It's difficult to say. Okay, well, he might be okay. He can rough his spade first, with a small trump, something like the jack of hearts. Okay, that's the best I think you could have done. Because a clever switch, and so there seem to be some more imps have sneaked in for England. Again, 7 imps when they made 2 spades, of course, and in this room they went 2 off in 3 spades. Was a different lead, but both pairs had opportunities to improve the board maybe. Club from North. Fairly light, but he's 5-4 shape, so we've always got a wee bit of a spade, so it's just about okay. Notice they play natural methods, probably standard Norwegian type methods. Both of them play a lot over in Norway. And West should be bidding at this round about 1 or 2 hearts. North hasn't got enough. Doesn't need much to double for takeout, but a little bit more in this pretty poor 11 count. And these will just raise to 2 hearts. It's a flattish hand. Jacks are never full value. It's tempted to cube 2 clubs to show good raise here as a passed hand, but I just don't think it's quite good enough. And we will hear me talk a lot about jacks and queens and when they're good and when they're bad. No trumps, they're good cards in suit contracts. They're rarely worth the points allocated to them. West has made a preemptive 3 hearts because of the vulnerability. I don't think South was coming in again. But North might have reopened with a double in fairness if he'd passed 2 hearts. South could have got to a contract going off.
The other table, North opened a diamond, South bid 1 a trump, and West bid 2 hearts.
Yeah. The other room, they've stopped in 2 hearts, and it seems to be the theme of this match. They're bidding a bit less. Not always a winning success, so he's playing in 3 hearts. He's have a lot of work to do this in the early morning. West has. So he's got a club, a diamond, a heart, and a spade loser off the top. Very likely to guess the diamond wrong. And even if he does manage to guess the diamond right, he's got to park all these other diamonds somewhere. Trumps a 3-1. He will be playing a small heart towards the king, and the ace will pop up, which is going to help him. So maybe he should play a spade back at trick 2 just to set up a spade trick. But also play the queen of clubs to set up club tricks. That could be more productive. But he won't be playing a trump at trick 2. He needs that king of hearts as an entry later. Like using the word won't. He probably will not be playing a heart at trick 2. I think he'll find the queen of clubs will leave his hand. I'm going to pull some points back, which is good news there. They went 3 off in 2 hearts in the other room, so maybe the 8 of hearts switch wasn't so good. But I suspect what happened is, just go back to board 4, that North did rise with the king of diamonds. We're not going to do board 4 now, but I suspect North defended very well.
North played heart.
Okay, North was able to play a heart, which was the key to the hand on board.
They got the heart wrong. They flip the king. Sorry, they didn't flip the king.
the key of the hand north on board 4 to play a heart. Because we're in 3 hearts here, and what did he play a trick to? He played a spade back a trick to, okay? And the opponent's played club for him. So he's got a lot of winners in dummy once he gets them. And they all cash, so he can throw his 3 diamonds away. So South probably has to play a small diamond now. But he might just be able to set up a... Oh, he has played a small diamond here. So he's playing pretty well, is Ericsson here, even though he hasn't gained much on the boards. He's doing what I consider very good single dummy stuff. Easy for me because I'm looking at 4 hands. But he knew they needed 2 diamond tricks. South sort of realised part of a singleton heart in this auction, and either singleton queen or singleton ace. So they were desperate for 2 diamond tricks, looking at those 3 winners in dummy. King Jack of clubs, Jack of spades. So should West guess it right? We'll reason to guess it right. And he still doesn't. Well, he knows the ace of hearts is with North now because it's turned up with so little for his opening bid. Okay. Okay, so well defended. And the other room they stopped memory 2 hearts, which didn't see it was up, but I suspect that made. Still playing it.
Still playing.
Shrinking the screen. So I was going to shrink the stream, but we'll just play this hand first. So a heart, yeah, 1 heart with the 11 counters. Fine. South has to do something with 7-4, 11 cards and 2 suits. It's certainly biddable. He wants to keep bidding low because he'd like to mention the spades, but he's not that fussed. West can't make it a light takeout double. And North has got this horrible hand with a few points for a singleton club. 2 clubs can be pretty weak at this one of betting. It should be quite sound. It takes up very little bidding space. 3 clubs. Depends if they're playing Gaston or Michaels, of course. Whether he had a 3 clubs bid available on a different day. Not with this hand, of course. So East has chosen well to decide that if his partner couldn't do anything over a heart, he hasn't got much. And King to 3 clubs is badly placed. And maybe South has a good hand with a lot of clubs. And I suspect North might have not passed quite quickly enough to tempt East to bid. So they possibly have missed 4 spades here, and it's because East-West have not bid too much. East-West could have pushed them into 4 spades, unless they make it with a 4-1 break. It's only up to play. We won't even bother evaluating whether 4 spades mix unless we have time. 2 clubs is not going to be trouble. And he's got to decide which hand to play for Jack to 4 spades. And it's West has got the markings of someone that's got the spade length. Because East and he's opened. I've got hearts in. Okay. So you can possibly say you shouldn't take the club finesse now in case it loses to King X. Because that switch was clearly a singleton. Remember his pairs and he's only in 2. So he's probably going to finesse that club. So 2 clubs up 3. And probably always making 5 clubs. So good decision by East to not bid on.
At the other table, East opened to heart and South doubled. Trump has 2 spades from East, and we're just waiting now.
Particularly East or North.
Sorry, for North. We're just waiting now for
So Ireland are hoping to get to
Adam to
4 spades on the previous board, which they may do. So they lost a bit on that 3 hearts hand because 2 hearts was making in the other room. So point to board. England are 3-1 up. Imps 12-5 with a reasonably good board potentially to come for Ireland at board 6.
over the 2 spades. Adam has bid 4 no trump.
I'll just look at this hand here. So 1 spade pass, 2 clubs. Okay, it's a passed hand, so that's likely to be drury. Americans love it. Showing 3 card support in 8 to 11, or 4 card support as well. 3 card support and probably more like 10, 11, or 4 card support and 8 to 11. 2 hearts, people play this different ways around. Some people play that as weak. Some people played extra values. I think here was clearly extra values here. And if he was minimum, he was just a bit 2 spades. We had 11, 12 count. Obviously passed partner. So some extra values, or he's simply 5-5. And it's interesting, the South bid 2 spades rather than raise the hearts, but he is a flat hand. And they've got to 4 spades, and they could have got to 4 hearts. And spades is slightly better that the right person's on lead. You want East on lead rather than West. But you've still got work to do to avoid 2 trump losers. And you can't avoid 2 trump losers, I don't think. There's no, the thing is an intra finesse, which if it comes again, we'll talk about that. Okay, so the Queen of Clubs, they lead this a lot. They play, could call Roman leads, where they lead the lower of touching honours. Watch out for that.
And then 6 spades, board 6.
Board 6, for those who are watching on both rooms, you'll find they're in 6 spades, which I have a feeling is going to be hard work, but it might make clubs behaving. We'll concentrate on 4 spades in this one because I think it's it was tough, but on that lead it probably isn't so tough. But if he doesn't need a club, then they're going to just knock out against the diamond. So not such a well to right side. He's going to win with the ace, but he's going to study carefully West's carding. He really needs to know his West showing counter attitude. He plays the 7 of clubs. If he does play the 7 of clubs, and I think they would play. Normally they play reverse attitude, but bear in mind that the Jack of clubs in dummy attitude is not needed. So maybe he would play count. But ideally he would play some sort of false card here because partner doesn't care what your club count is, he's not going to get in. You will all points. So I think West should false card. Maybe that's what he's in. And declare doesn't know which play the king of diamonds or the ace of spades. But he came, so got his two spade losers. Wish is now using four hearts. I'm not sure, he's just going to take his cards a minute and say, give you a club, a diamond, and a spade, and move on. Normally a very, very quick player. Kobe, Simon Cope. Then a few kibitzers watching this room. I suspect there's a hell of a lot more watching in the other room.
$39.
Yeah.
26. Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably flat. I'd be a bit concerned about 6. We're just going to flick on to board 6. If we can, no, we can't. Eco keep us posted, but I suspect 6 spades is drifting one off. He's got chances.
Yeah, ace of hearts, lead, and then a small heart. Where it's
Just going to click back to this
he rubbed.
board 6. You're in 6 spades and you have the ace of hearts lead and a small heart.
So do you rough or do you run it? He roughed it.
Yeah, he's going to rough that and he's going to not make it. He needed to run it. And even then he's got a lot of work to do because he can't pick the spades up and rough up the clubs. So 6 spades we don't think is going to make on board 6. So 4 spades would have been a big win. 6 spades is a big loss, but it's going to lose 6 or 7 imps instead of gaining 10. As I say in rugby parlance, small margins. So 3 clubs opener was 1, so preempts. One is got 7. Double was takeout. It's a bit frisky. 4 clubs was raising the ante, and 4 hearts was, if you made a take-up bid, I've got 5 hearts. So 4 hearts looks like it's a club and 2 heart losers. So they've done well. 21 comes game. Corliss didn't have a cheap save. The clubs was not pretty. 5 clubs wasn't pretty. So we've got 3 downs, 2 spades to lose. So 4 hearts is likely to be fairly flattish. Now, the score's gone up to 18 to England, which is probably all because of that board 6.
With 2 off.
You try to make 6 spades, you actually went 2 off, which means that England lead 12.6 to 7.4. And remember, Ireland had a 15 approximate lead. 5 of them have gone. So I predict the lead is 9 or 10 VPs overall. Let's have a quick look. Okay, it's 10 and a bit. So not as comfortable lead as it has been. And Ireland still have to play Scotland, who did beat England yesterday. So things are tightening up. The other matches are not that relevant. So 4 hearts we don't see going off. Unless I've missed something simple. Okay, so Ericsson plays almost as quickly as Pope. So we might have a slight delay in a while for the other people to catch up. I'm just going to shrink the screen to check if I respond to it. Is 2 goes read better than 2 no Trump here? I didn't see that under. What board was that on? Can't I can't see the chat sometimes when I'm in full screen mode. Not sure.
I can't see any of the chat on.
Really? You subscribe to the channel? You've got to be logged in. So you could see the chat and you could tell me. Because I'm going to go back and go into full screen. So I need to make my it gets relayed to yourself so you can see it in full screen. So one no Trump looks like it's strong, is it? 2 diamond, I think that's single suited major, even though he's got both majors. It's quite a big disparity being 6-4. And it's a shame because his partner does have spade support, and spades would play very, very well. And it happens sometimes the hands don't suit your methods as well as the opponent's. And when the Trump will be bidding, expecting all the rooms. But it's possible that Adam Mesbah Fitzgibbon will open 1 club with the south hand, which is a strong club, 17 plus. Then when the Trump is more 14, 16-ish really, which could well allow East the opportunity to introduce his spades, and then they will get to 4 spades, which is a bit hit and miss, but probably makes despite the hearts. I think 4 spades does make it. So 2 hearts making is that's a great. Hearts are reasonably well placed. Just going to leave 2 hearts, a spade, and a club. +1, isn't it? And 2 hearts is not going to spend too long on this board. They are way ahead of time, I would expect. Although Ireland are 10 rupees ahead, they are without their talisman Tom Hanlon this weekend, who wasn't available. So England with slight favours to win the weekend. They're winning quite big. So 2 hearts up 1, basically have 9 top tricks, heart finesse, but it may not be enough. That may not be enough because the 4 spades is making. We're flying through the boards here. Just got to go to the chat a minute.
Have a look and see if I can get the chat.
If you're a group chatting, you're not on YouTube. If you're on the YouTube, you can see it.
I was on
I'll bring it back to you now. Okay, technology failing us a little bit. So a club, and a lot of people are doing, not a lot of people, but some people open a club with all their balanced hands, including 5 diamonds and 2 clubs, as you can see. And a heart from West was transfer showing 4 plus spades, and could be sub minimum. Double was just showing hearts. Spade completing the transfer there shows 3 spades, but not 4, and 2 hearts. He didn't fancy getting 3 hearts vulnerable with a load of jacks and queens. Remember, they're bad cards for suit contracts. And 2 spades by West, because he knows his partner's got 3. And that's going to go pass and South as well. I thought South would call it a day, hoping queen to 3 spades. Get on to 3 hearts, then they've got a 9-card fit. The order of total tricks, if anyone's read that, is to do with 9-card fits. Quite the back and the prize. Not open. I think that's it there. Tell me any messages that need answering.
Oh, okay, that wasn't coming up.
I've just opened the panel yet. Didn't know what to do. And I can answer endless questions. Okay, remember, Enda Murphy is commenting via the chat, and either Enda or Reefer will answer on my behalf, because I can't quite see the chat. See the Wheelbridge chat, but not the YouTube chat. So 3 hearts. I don't know how well this is going to play. Hearts are sitting over the king. West has to avoid a spade lead. Diamond and club lead doesn't look very attractive. Could be one of the rare times when you have to lead a singleton trump, because all your other leads are not attractive. Yeah, penalty would. You're always told not to lead a singleton heart, and people tend to automatically not lead it, but there is sometimes it's right. Arguably this at the time. Spade was quite aggressive.
Just one of the questions from Enda was 2 clubs better from East better than the 2 no trump?
Yeah, but look in which
And
hand?
in the hand that they got to 3 spades minus 2.
Okay. So there was one question to do with the hand they got to 3 spades minus 2. And Forrester and his partner must have stopped in 2 spades. And I'll come back to that question later. So on this hand, we're in 3 hearts, so he's taken the heart finesse. And he's still got to negotiate diamonds, but he'll lose 2 diamonds, placing himself. He might be able to keep the club suited to 1 losing. So he's lost a heart, 2 diamonds, a club, and a heart. So it could be held, might hold himself to 1 off. He's done quite well to switch the queen of clubs. Now we can get a club ruff. So with defense, the queen of clubs switch, maybe South ducked it, he would have lost an extra club trick. So I found it pretty quick here, and it seems to me that these had quite a lot of calculations to do to work out. This partner had like to shoot 4 clubs. And now, see, he's going to make it with a spade and just wait for his 2 diamond tricks. And now we've got 2 off, and it's a good defence to get this 2 off, especially at quite a fast tempo, in my opinion. Not always the case in these matches, of course. They would meet each other a lot on the world tour, these 4 people, because all 4 play all over the world in fairly high standard bridge events. Cash's club through his diamond, and the diamond's the king without much hope of it working. So defence was good. We're not convinced the 3 hearts was the right bid, even though the law of total tricks tells you when 9 card fits to bid on, you should allow for bad cards. Queen 10x with bad cards in spades. So whether 2 spades makes or goes 1 off, it's still not as bad as minus 200. I'm sure in pairs he wouldn't have dreamed of it in 3 hearts. Teams. So the hands are going very quick. I suspect the second set is going to be a lot more activity. There always is. It's a big decision for the Irish NPC to decide how to line up their pairs for the next match. I don't know whose choice it is. But England will be sticking with the same 4. That's for sure. That's for sure. So pass a spade. Okay, so tactical 13-hand bid. Principal shows 5, I would expect. Didn't fancy opening a nebulous club. Kept East quiet because he'd stolen East takeout double, would have made over a club. Again, we're seeing this Drury bid comes up a lot. I didn't used to play it, I used to play something else, but I'm convinced it's probably the right thing to do because it happens so often. Drury, by past hand. So spade, 2 clubs. North has made the weakest bid he can possibly make, 2 spades, and everyone is happy with that. And East West can make 3 diamonds, 3 hearts. Don't you go if they can make 3 hearts, probably 1 off. Any questions from anyone? Amanda?
No.
Okay. So the score is still 18-5, so the imps in the out column has slowed down, which is important. Just a quick flick at the other matches while this hand's a bit boring. So Wales won't be playing NIBU. The Wales are playing Scotland, and Scotland are beating them. So Scotland are having a pretty good weekend, having beaten the team that were lying second, and now they're beating the team that were lying third. We've taken them off the bottom of the table. Scotland have rested Barnett Shenkin as part of this weekend, so eventually quicker. So not much in, well, there is a bit in 2 spades. I don't think he's going to make, is he? maybe he will. Spades aren't that bad. Clubs is a good second suit. Lost one trick, he's going to use a diamond trick. It's 2, a club trick is 3, heart trick is 4, and 2 spade tricks is 6, so I think it's 1 off, isn't it? 2
On
spades.
board 9, they're in for spades.
Yeah, we had a feeling the board 9 might be good for Ireland, because if it is it Ireland in North South? No. Bad for Ireland board 9 because
For spades should make.
yes. On board 9, if South opens a strong club, which did he open a strong
Yeah.
club? And I predicted that South could open a strong club on board 9, which allowed East to get his spade suit in. When you
Well,
open
went club and West bid a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
Whereas if it over won the trump, West bids 2 diamonds, East couldn't bid 2 spades because that shows heart support. So again, it was just a no trump range, just cost Ireland dearly on this board. It's probably a vulnerable game, isn't it?
yes.
So we're going to find 10 imps have drifted away on board 9 shortly. Time to regroup. Second half, I feel. So we're predicting this is going to go 1 off, aren't we? With a diamond, with another diamond. It's 2, club is 3, hearts 4, and 2 spades. So what do the commentary is in the other on Railbridge. So what should have happened on this board, the bidding didn't have to go a spade, it could have gone pass, and North could have said, my hand is so bad, I want to just pass and let them get on with it and hope I don't have to defend. And then East would have opened a club. West would have bid a diamond and East would have bid 2 hearts, in my view. And that's where they would have played. East West would have played in 2 hearts, given a free run. And that probably makes, doesn't it? 2 hearts, 2 spades in the club. So maybe they're gained by playing in 2 spades. But 1 off, because 2 hearts figures to me. So if you're watching on playback, this is and a fast track to board 12. The last from the past in the audience there. Pat Davis. England's finest ever lady players. So 20 people watching this match. I would figure they're all watching the other match, but this has been pretty interesting. Chose this half on the other one because of the system that John Carroll and Mark Moran are playing, because I do think it's the way forward compared to the bridge to play short club, transfers over the club, and transfers in many other positions. It's not too much memory work, and there's a lot more system. So if you play together for 50 or 60 years like Mesmer Fitzgibbon, you can play a strong club system. But it's a massive system they have. So those imps have come in now. So there's 29 to England because of that brought 9. And 11 imps went away. So that now makes it 14.39 to 5.61. So the lead is probably down to 5 or 6 VPs now. It's 7 and a bit. 7 and a bit. Okay, well, but the 20-0 is not good news. So they've got to stop the rot here. Yes, they could bring in Carol were making an ownership for the next set, and they certainly will bid them up. But you're playing a quality pair in Forrester and Crouch. First English Camrose I ever played a few years ago now was against Forrester. He was playing with the exceptionally talented player Raymond Brock. And it was only 10 board stanzas in those days. And we came out on the wrong side. It was 62-6 result. So they're formidable players. But then so the Irish team are very successful at the moment. So let's see, we're on board 12 now. Hopefully you fast track to that if you were watching on playback. Non-vulnerable, I think North would have opened it with 2 hearts. 5-4-3-1 minimum, they tend to open. But vulnerable against none, he wasn't to do anything. East, it's got 19 counts, so it's a club, and this is when you'll see the transfers in operation. I think West is going to be the diamond, even though most people would pass. And the reason that's safe is because his partner will now won the trump, which says he's got 18-19. Oh, okay. Not for the first time, I'm wrong. Probably decided 3 jacks was so bad, and he's not vulnerable. North could balance with a heart. And that'll get won the trump, I expect, from may get won the trump at least. Should do something with 19. Double to get the spades into play. Okay. Won the trump. South liked to bid 2 clubs natural, and it couldn't well be natural in. That's why it isn't. It could be a good race in hearts, that will be his worry. They're not that regular partnership. 2 clubs natural, I think they would have bid it. So he knows his partner doesn't have 6 hearts. So he might feel that heart lead isn't necessarily great. He could find a club lead, which works out pretty bad. If he leads the 2 of hearts, North knows his hand is virtually dead. So it's like winning the King of Hearts. And I don't like switching to 3-card suits, but the best switch is a spade. It does much good. Won the trump is very likely to make it. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, a heart is 5. They just have to give him these tricks. Diamond to the jack gives him an extra diamond.
So Andrew said he's got a half the journal. 1 North South pair play 2 clubs, and the other play 6 spades.
Yep, that's a good hand. Yeah, I agree. And there's a good hand for the journal. 2 clubs plus 3 or 6 spades, 1 with 2. Don't know. Did they do too much getting the 6 spades with a singleton club? Possibly. Where have Ireland gained all the imps over the last 4 or 5 years? A lot of them have been gained from the slam bidding of Mesbeth Fitzgibbon. So, in general, it's worked well. Glastonbury is a more tiring commentating, not playing. It's a close run thing. Commentating, you actually probably play more hands than when you play. You don't sit out very often. I did miss a few boards for the rugby last night. So, I'm not surprised he led the club. 9 of clubs has got a common lead from 1 and 9-8 now. And it hasn't cost. It started setting the clubs up, and he's the one with the entries to continue playing clubs. So, the players have got about the 10 up. Now he's stuck in the wrong hands. Doesn't know South Singleton Heart is the Singleton King, Singleton Ace, or Singleton Small. But he does know the North doesn't have Ace King to 5 hearts and the Ace of Spades. Probably will be good. So when the 10 of clubs wins, he's got a choice between a heart and a spade. And the winning line is the hearts, and then the diamonds and the jack later. I think we'll play a spade to the 10 here. Could play the jack of hearts, but that's very much double dummy. I have a feeling South would have led the Singleton Ace or Singleton King of Hearts here. So, okay, he's playing a heart here, so some theories make things that. Oh, he is playing South for the Singleton King of Ace. Oh. Although North doesn't have a club to put through, he does have a spade to put through. And he can simply cash his Ace King of Hearts and put a spade through. It's getting a bit messy for declarer. So it's all down to would South have led a heart with the Singleton King of Ace. A 4 leading from Queen to 6 clubs. That's well. Go to know on that one, must admit. But on the heart duct, he's got work to do. Now, can Copey just cash these King of Hearts and play a spade? That means they make 3 heart tricks, 2 spades is 5. And the eggs is with a club. And Easters has to play a small damage to the jack at some stage and get back to his hand. And he just can't do it. So this looks like it's going to go one off. Because the blockages in the suit are going to make life very difficult for Easter. And North knows the situation with the heart suit. And the 9 of clubs he doesn't quite know. Okay, so that's good for declarer. And what if he plays a club? So they'd make 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, but maybe that's all they make. You play a diamond to the jack and a club to the king, and then he's stuck in his hand. In the meantime, he set up the clubs for South, so this looks like it's drifting one off. Whereas if he played a heart to the queen and a diamond to the jack himself, could have made. These little hearts, he never makes them on. So again, there have been so many of these parts of our hands which, as I say, are tiring. They're not runnable games. There's so many options in the part scores of card play. And the lead looks as if it's been pegged back by one imp or 10. That was when we felt, or I felt, that South should have passed 2 spades and they bit to 3 hearts. And England are not committed to 3 partnerships. I think they can actually play 4 partnerships if they chose. But if they've only submitted 3 convention cards, then they'd have to play one of those cards.
And said England moving as fast as that Welsh prop who scored the try last night.
Very good, yes. I like it went lines. Yes, for those watching the rugby last night, I shared that the Welsh prop is now been entered for the 100 metres Commonwealth Games. So, not clear if there's going to be any swing on that one, but it's possibly could have made 1N, although it was very double dummy to guess everything right. One the trump, strong the trump, and South is going to try Stayman, and they're going to end up in 4 spades, you would expect. Nothing's breaking too badly, but it's a 5-0 spade break, but can you handle that? You possibly can. Say you're in 4 spades, you've got 2 hearts, diamond, a club is 4 tricks in the outside suits, and you've got a plan to make 6 trump tricks. That should be your thought process, especially if you find out they're 5-0. And I think you can make 6 trump tricks if you're careful. Very careful. Maybe you can't. Don't think you can afford to draw any trumps at all if you want to make 6 trump tricks. What we're trying to do is to rough 2 hearts in the south end and get back and forth. Let's wait to see what the lead is because there's so many combinations. Okay, so 2-0 trump is French style, where that shows both majors. 2 clubs is Stayman, and a lot of people play 2-0 trump as your minimum of the 5-card major, but I'm beginning to think this French approach is good, where you show both majors. It's got a lot of other side benefits. South transfers. So North is in 4 spades, as predicted. East has got another horrible lead, and he might well lead a spade. It could be the best lead because it takes an entry away. If he does lead a spade, Declare knows about the bad break immediately, mind. Does it help him? Okay, so he hasn't led a spade, so. It's the sort of hand that you like Sir Andrew Robson will be thinking for a long time. There's the danger of a bad spade break. The drawing trumps setting up the diamonds is another option, but that's planning at least 5 spade tricks, and so 2 heart tricks is 7. The diamond is 8 and the club is 9. So your 10th trick is either from setting up the diamond or is from a fairly high cross roof. The hearts could be 5-2. So I think he's going to be looking to set the diamonds up. He may not be able to recover. You don't have to rough hearts in dummy, you can rough a club in dummy. So that's what I think he's thinking. So that's why he ducked this club, because he wants to rough 1 heart in dummy with a little trump and 1 club with a little trump. So he's allowing for the spades being 4-1 or even 5-0. I think we might have found another hand for you to right upend it if he makes this, because the technique is quite good.
Gained 5 outs on board. 11.
Fight back has begun. Forward. Well, I'll look at board 11 in a while, because with board 11, 1 the trump, 2 spades went off and 1 the trump. But I'll go back to that we're on side, because it was quite interesting. So now they've switched to a diamond. Okay, he's setting about his highest cross roof. Well, he's trying to set diamonds up in the face of it. He doesn't know about the bad trump break yet, remember. And the trumps might behave and the hearts could be 5-2, so he's got to be careful. But you will find out quite soon. Well, he's found a small diamond switch and now he's in, and he doesn't want to be in. So he's probably going to have to either play a club or a spade. He's not playing a heart. I can show the double dummy service as it always makes. I'm not even going to look at it. Well, he knows his partners. John Camrose's partner probably got Queen Jack of Diamonds. Declare it doesn't know the diamonds are not 3-3. He's probably going to rough a diamond with a Jack of Spades. Which will know he's to throw a club. That's going to help much. So he's thinking and thinking, and there's not much he can do. I'm tempted to say fast track onto board 14, but that's just what's the technique of no south. So say he plays a spade, you want to win it and find the bad news. Doesn't want to declare it to know the bad news yet, which is fine. I think a diamond to the Jack of Spades is next. Okay, and now he's suspecting the bad news. He doesn't know it's this bad. Okay, and now it'll be a pause for a rethink. But I think he's probably okay. As long as he plays a heart next, he has a heart for the king. He wants to rough that diamond, but it allows East to throw a heart away. So he might have to play a heart first and rough a club. I think that'll do. Just play a heart and ace and rough a club, just to be safe. And then he roughs his diamond with the Jack of Spades. That's enough tricks. He's made 5 tricks. Heart of the ace is 6. Ruff of club is 7. Ruff of diamond with the jack of spades is 8. And he's still got these 10 of spades left. Which is 10. So the game is to make 10 tricks, not 11. So just got to be a little bit careful to play a heart to the ace next. Spade to the jack won't work, I don't think. Queen of hearts has worried him, but he does have ace jack 9. You've seen those false cards before. Now ruff a club and ruff a diamond high. Well played hand. There's a nice hand. Potentially is an hand to be ridden up ender. He's tried his best with a lot of false cards. North wasn't taking it or had no option. I would suspect that's going to be a flat board, unfortunately. 2 more ins have come back from 12 because they passed out a club and he went 2 off, even though won the trump. Potentially had a chance to make his famous double dummy. Okay, so I think there's a fight back coming here. 16 count in the south hand and 16 in the east hand, is it? Okay, the hand we talked about maybe yesterday or earlier today, is that too good for a stronger trump playing 15, 17? It probably is. 17, 12, 13, 16, 17. I'm a bit surprised. Upgrade that because I know there's a few jacks there, but the jacks are working when they're supported by another honor. Doesn't make any difference in this hand, just interesting techniques. And South really wants to bid. Could pass and lead a club and hope it goes a few off. But 3 clubs is preemptive. 1 the trump could be quite shaded. We might still have game on north-south. But I know some people play double shows clubs. It doesn't come up often enough. And there's far better uses of the double. So I think he can either pass and bid 3 clubs later, or he can bid 3 clubs now. And he's got a lot to spare. I think he's going to pass. What else can you do? 2 more trump is the minors. All the other bids are artificial. 4 clubs is a bit silly with all those defensive values. And 3 clubs you're very, very strong for. So he either makes a massive underbid of 3 clubs or passes, and maybe his partner's going to be able to bid and he can bid 3 and, but I don't think so. Okay, well, he's made double, which is penalty double. You need a penalty double against the people that upgrade their stronger trumps from the 14 counts, sometimes 13 counts. Trump double. So redouble is some sort of rescue. Probably showing a 5-card suit. Now he can bid 3 clubs. So he's doubled and bid 3 clubs. That shows a much stronger hand than a 3 clubs direct. So not any of it, I guess. Okay, he's doubling again. Okay. So he's bid 3 clubs, or he will be bidding 3 clubs in a very strong fashion.
And does it some play double as any one suit?
Yeah. But you need the penalty double. You have to sacrifice the penalty double. As Andy said, you can play double as any one suit, but you do have to sacrifice the penalty double. You just need that on too many hands, in my view. In Ireland, there's a convention called Anti that's quite popular where double shows clubs. I hate that too. Oh, North has joined in the action. This partner's really strong and really balanced. Has that really happened? Okay. No, double, two odds, what penalties? You often pass two of a minor and doubled because it's not game, but two of a major doubles is rare. But it could well be going off here. Could be going two off. Against one club ref at least. Two club refs. So the defence will probably make him three hard tricks. The club is four. And two diamonds is six. Could be it. Could need the spade for this end. So it's a flighty double by North. Could be effective. Certainly if it goes two off. And so for me, that Queen of Clubs have been a singleton. It's quite likely after this penalty double. So remember, anyone who wants to watch the commentary on Real Bridge, it's available. It's Espen Gisvold and Mark Smith. And maybe BJ's commentating in the other room, I don't actually know. Tonight is the Welsh match, and there may not be a YouTube presentation. I'll probably I may tag onto the Real Bridge with the Welsh commentators. Okay, so he's decided upon a desert a single club. He's going as rough. He's played back the seven of clubs, which is the lowest that he could have. Or he could play something even lower. I guess he was always coming back a diamond. Just another diamond. Club rough doesn't really help him. Okay, well done. Whatever happens, they just come to one hard trick. You would say no to. He probably thinks that North has got five hearts rather than the four. Can't do much about it. Throw a spade here. And, hard towards the ace jack. I may insert the jack, but it doesn't really matter. So, one off, difficult to know how that's going to score. There's two boards left to play. Just check on the leaderboard. What's happening? So the VPs have gone back up to 10. Well, Scotland looks like it might be tightening up. Still reading that. And the bottom table, this one, you can fast track, and this one has got one off to board 15. In the WBU race in Northern Ireland, then Northern Ireland are winning a match. It's always good to see the North winning a match. And it's a good result because the WBU team have at least two former Camrose winners in their lineup. Martin Garvin, who's won it for the WBU team. Tim Rees, who's won it for the Welsh team. Or did he? No, Tim Rees wasn't in the team. So.
So on board 14, East opened 1-0 trump and Adam has got 3 clubs.
Yes, that was a bit. Interesting on 14 that Adam Mesbert has bid, but I suggest is a possible bid. Rose had the bid of 3 clubs, but it could be an effective in the bid. Those 3 clubs he's probably going to make. Only won 30. Maybe it's only won 10. Oh, B.J. O'Brien has joined this room. Sure, he's got a bridge game this afternoon somewhere. Is it the Davidson or something? So 1-0 trump, 15 count. Textbook as they come. 2-0 trump. It shows diamonds, but that's not a 10. Okay, so for some reason he's chosen to show his diamonds, which doesn't help his best.
So over the 3 clubs, Tony Forrester has bid 3 spades. That's spades.
All right, so we're playing in the 5-2 fit.
Yeah.
That was plus. The plus within 3 clubs in the previous hand is you might tempt opponents into overbidding. I doubt 3 spades is going to play that well. But it's not doubled, so it's either a flat board or 2 imps to Ireland, I would suspect, on board 14. Depends if Forrester goes 2 off or 3 off. Okay. Guessed which major to lead, and probably guessed right. They're going to make 5 diamonds and 3 hearts is 8. And a couple of spades is 10. Might not risk taking the spade finesse with the plum suit potentially wide open. At least it will be playing hearts. I think he will just settle for his 3 hearts, 5 diamonds is 8. 2 spades is 10 and won't risk the spade finesse. Well, the 5 of spades, which was led you with 11, probably tells you it's second highest, not 4,000. Does it? No, it doesn't. It could have been 4,000. So he was worried I would have been losing to the Queen and the club would have come through. I'm not surprised he was, yes. It's safe to play the diamonds to the Queen and then the diamond to the ace. Move on to board 16, in my opinion, if you're watching on playback. You got any questions to answer? Yeah. So thanks, Enda, for all the comments. They've been helpful, and all the bankers and region people watching. It's great to see you. And anyone else from around the country that chose to watch this, There are any English people that prefer my commentary to the other one? Welcome. We'll be reconvening for the second half, probably about 20 to 1. Sometimes I miss the first board or two. But I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of action in the last 10 boards. Likely the Rainmaker Nana will be in. But they may not. Okay, so there's sneak an extra trick somewhere. So 11 tricks, maybe an imp. And we're on the finale. So there's been a lot of stronger tricks in this match, hasn't there? Generally brings about a dull match, but always been okay. So stronger Trump and East is just going to transfer in bit 3 and you might not even bother transferring that, I think you will. West has got the decision whether to convert it to 4 hearts. Or to pass 3N, I think he will be converting to hearts. And he could cube it on his way to 4 hearts, but probably isn't good enough. And why isn't good enough? Well, we get in the theory now, it's because he's got these quacks, queens and jacks. So 2 hearts, pass 3 in the front. West is only worth 4 hearts. Okay, well this is not going to trouble the score, is it? I wouldn't have thought. I don't know if we're going to find a jack of clubs lead on this one. So we're not finding he's hitting off with a 9 of spades, so we done this time. I'm not a fan of overusing the 4th highest lead, but this one time is probably okay. Or is it? But the hearts are 4-1, so you have 1 or 2 slight problems to navigate. So you've sort of encased the hearts of 4-1. You may have to win this with the King of Diamonds to protect your Ace of Diamonds and entry to the long spades. So which will ideally win with the King of Diamonds, cast the Ace of Hearts in case South has a similar to Jack or 10. And when you see the 10 from North, you think about playing a heart on 8, but it's probably wrong. North could also have 10 Jack X's, that is. See what they can. It's not a hand for what they call a restricted choice.
And you said Scotland plus 10 or England minus 8. Rugby.
Oh, 10 England 8. And that's still on, is it? No, England played Scotland in the rugby. So, I'm expecting no change from the English lineup in the second half. Could be wrong. This team is captained by, it's usually captained by Jan de Bottom, but I think there's an NPC as well. So this is looks like it's trivial, but you just got to be a little bit careful where you win the diamond. I think you can recover if you win with the ace of diamonds. He's already going to lose his 2 clubs and a heart. Okay. So good technique. With the king of diamonds. And laying down the ace of hearts. He may plan to ref a club. But once he plays a heart to the queen and they show out, I think he can afford the hearts to the 8. It doesn't cost too much. There's the hearts break, he can ref a club. Club goes away in the spade. If there's a heart to the queen, he finds the bad news, then he's got to avoid, he's got to stop drawing trumps and play on his spade suit first. Two diamonds, 4 hearts, and 4 spades, or 2 diamonds, 5 hearts, and 3 spades. Either way, this is target. Okay, so something unusual has happened, so now we should have a rethink, replan. Playing spades, good. So it's all good technique. We like to see good technique. Good technique, good speed is even better. So South has to follow to this spade. So it's just going to leave 2 clubs without having, doesn't it? Okay. So see you in a little while, but those of you still here, maybe we'll flick to the other room for 5 minutes.
They're in 4 hearts.
Just want to see who's commenting, how many kibitzers. So 56 kibitzers in this room, which is pretty good. They're in 4 hearts, exactly the same auction. And,
Diamond lead, but he didn't go up the king.
So it's virtually 10 VPs gap.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to end this stream now, and we'll get you another link, and hopefully it'll be a public link for the second half, rugby permitting. Okay. Bye. Great.